we will be free. For when the rising tide is turned in every London quarter, Parliament comes crashing down with Robert's Rules of Order.
Thursday, June 11th. Oh, you'll get this one. It's about minutes.
I might not.
The minutes of an adjourned meeting are approved, A, at a special meeting called for that purpose. B, at the next regular or adjourned meeting, whichever comes first. C, only at another adjourned meeting. D, only at the next regular meeting. Or E, when the rice is done cooking.
You keep doing the E's and it confuses me.
They're jokes.
I know, but they're not funny. Remember the rule, be funny.
It was a minute rice joke.
B, I think. I'm going to go with B.
At the next regular or adjourned meeting, whichever comes first.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No, I'm guessing.
Well, you're right.
Okay, good. I'm glad, because that would really be embarrassing.
You're the secretary. You better know.
Well, we don't do minutes that way. We do an email ballot, so...
Whenever they're ready, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, reference 473.
Oop.
Pardon my coughing there.
He's got COVID.
No, I got a hairball. Excuse me a minute, folks. That's better. Folks, I have this little shelf underneath my voice box in my throat, and occasionally gets stuck in there and it causes a tickle and a cough. It ain't coronavirus. I've had this all my life.
It's coronavirus.
Okay, 31 to 35 on 473. Reading and approval of the minutes. Okay. In italics, to start this section off. When the next regular business session will be held within a quarterly time interval, see pages 89 and 90, when the session does not last longer than 1 day, and when there will be no change or replacement of a portion of the membership before the next session, procedures relative to reading and approval of the minutes are as follows. Okay, so wait a minute. So if you're still in the same quarter, you're less than 1 day for a session, and when there be no change or replacement of a portion of the membership, we're not kicking anybody off the board, then you follow these procedures. Okay. The minutes of the meeting are normally read and approved at the beginning of the next regular meeting, immediately after a call to order and any opening ceremonies. An adjourned meeting of an ordinary society approves the minutes of the meeting that established the adjourned meeting. Its own minutes are approved at the next adjourned or regular meeting, whichever occurs first. A special meeting does not approve minutes. Its minutes should be approved by the next regular meeting. Okay.
Now, what happens? Okay, in sessions lasting longer than a day.
That's the next...
This is interesting. We don't do this. It says the minutes of meetings held the previous day and are read and approved by the convention at the beginning of each day's business after the first. Hell to the fucking no. I'm not going to be up all fucking night preparing minutes.
Nobody does that.
I'm
not in our conventions anyway. Not in the LNC meetings
not
either.
today, Satan.
Not in the LNC meetings either.
No.
That's much business and as much back and forth as covered. That would be freaking impossible.
That would be horrible.
The secretary the next day would be dying, no matter who they are.
That is cray-cray.
Uh-huh.
Wait, but it says when will not be held within the quarterly, and the session does not last longer than, okay, no, but this is when it lasts longer than a day. Okay.
Right.
But it seems to be that's only when the next business will not be held within a quarterly time period. It doesn't say what happens in sessions longer than 1 day when you will have a meeting within the next quarter.
Right.
That's with the LNC.
Right, because there's always an LNC meeting immediately following the convention.
Well, I'm not even talking about conventions. I'm talking about regular LNC meetings. So this thing about it being done the night before wouldn't apply to regular LNC meetings because we do have meetings every quarter.
Right.
But it doesn't say for sessions lasting more than a day when you will have a meeting within a quarter. Then? The next regular meeting, I would presume.
Well, the way that splitting this up, the first section was when you have the next session within the quarter, but the session is not longer than a day.
But what if it is longer than a day?
Well, hold on. The second piece is when the next session is not within the is not within the quarter, but the session is less than a day.
Right. But what about when it is in the quarter?
The third option is just sessions lasting longer than a day, and what I'm reading this to say, regardless of whether it's being held.
Okay.
The next one's held within or without the quarter.
Well, fuck that. We haven't been doing that.
I don't think that that's practical, to be honest.
No, that would be cray-cray.
Not to mention, it would be a murder on the secretary.
Well, I'm now curious about it. Not that I want to make more work for myself, but I'm going to ask about this.
Yeah, because that seems.
Because if I'm supposed to be doing minutes if that's what the rule is, I could say fuck no, but if that's what the rule is.
Well, I would argue on this that this isn't set up right, because I could understand. I could understand minutes for the entire meeting, regardless of the number of sessions being ready by the next meeting.
Yeah, but
that's not what they're saying.
I disagree with you here. I don't think this is a third session. I think this is a subsection of when the next regular business session will not be held within the quarter. I think this is part of that section.
I'm not sure because of the way they italicize the three different categories.
I don't know, but you understand why I think that.
I understand why you say that. But what I'm saying is I think because they specifically italicize those three different sections instead of regular text, that they're trying to delineate the three different types. Now, if they'd have proofread this properly and then split it into three different section titles for those three parts and prefaced it by saying there's three different ways to do this, then it would make a hell of a lot more sense.
I'm going to ask the priesthood.
Yeah, I would, just to make sure.
Yep. I did ask the priesthood, by the way, and it took a while to get the answer about the chair not voting or not being allowed to vote when their vote won't affect the results.
Okay.
And the answer kind of split the baby. It said, just as you have always said, that the chair does not lose any of their voting rights by being chair.
Right.
But they shouldn't vote. It is a should not rather than a cannot. It's in order that if it's a wise chair, in order to protect their impartiality, they shouldn't vote. But if they want to be a dick, they can. So that's basically the answer it came down to.
Okay. Yeah, because we had a big question mark about that when it came to the point of the vote of a chair could induce a tie to make a motion fail.
They can.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can. But there was, I think it was the May 2nd meeting of the LNC, Nick and I had an exchange as to whether he was allowed to vote or not, because it didn't affect the result. And I was interpreting it as a could not rather than a should not.
Well, in general, he can still vote if he wishes. The chair can still vote if he wishes. And if it doesn't affect the outcome, who cares?
Well, sometimes they want to make a statement, but it shows their partiality. That's what the problem is. Mm-hmm. And they're supposed to be impartial.
Your Smirnoff is fizzing.
I know. I'm listening. Oh. Hold on a minute. Couldn't get to do it again. It sounded delicious.
A little bit. But
all right.
Anyway.
All right, that's that.
I think we've beaten that one to a pulp.
Viva! Let's hear the opposition side. Like a stubborn donkey's bray. All opposed? You say nay. Opposed! Opposed! The motion carries anyway.